Happy Tuesday, everybody. Yesterday my fatigue was really bad. I took an iron pill. I found not a solid iron pill because my stomach can't digest them in time, so I found a capsule iron pill with a rapid dissolving capsule, and it's like a powder, so I could digest it. So it kind of worked. I'm not fatigued. I am a little tired because I've been up since 2:30, but I did go to bed around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was fatigued. I said, everybody eat, bathe, teeth in bed. Like, we were all sleeping. I gave my husband a sleep melatonin sleep aid pill, or holistic stuff. And we were all sleeping. So 8:30 to 2:30 is not too bad. I did fall back asleep at 4:30 to wake up at 6 o'clock. I woke up. But anyway, when I'm tired, my go-to, and even when I'm thirsty, I know I'm thirsty, I know I should drink water, my go-to is to eat. So 3 o'clock in the morning, I had a PB&J, one slice of bread, thin, very thin layer of peanut butter, very thin jelly. I ate that, had half a cup of coffee. And this morning when I woke up at 6, I had cereal. Like, what am I, in college? I'm not really into cereal, but I did eat old people cereal. I had Honey Bunches of Oats, I had old bitch cereal. And so yeah, when I'm tired, I eat. Really bad habit. But I think I spaced it out good, so I'll just make better decisions throughout the day. But I wanted to talk about, how do you guys feel about college and higher education? And I'm going to elaborate. I saw a post about how, basically fast food workers should be paid a livable wage. Now, unpopular opinion, I don't think fast food workers, unless you're a supervisor or in management, should be paid a livable wage. And I say that because I am in the finance economic world, and I realize that an economy is based on losses. You can't have everyone equal because money wouldn't flow. So an economy is based on money flowing. Contrary to popular belief, do you know what hurts the economy more than anything you ever think of? Is when people save money. This is why everything around you is to get you to release your hold on your money, even the concept of investing. If you see like, you got $20,000 in savings, you should invest that. You should put that in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever. Because nobody makes money except for the bank, if that's where you keep it, when you save money. So even, you should take that money and invest. Everybody's telling you to invest, make your money grow. Yes, it's good advice, but it's still a concept of you not saving money. Having investments is not saving money. You're actually spending money because you gave that money to invest. That money is no longer in your possession. You then got a certificate of stock or bond or whatever. You have a paper certificate that is worth something when you cash it in, but in that moment of time, you don't have that cash. You don't have that money. So like if you see people's net worth, this one is net worth $100 million. That person's not $100 million liquid. That money is not $100 million sitting in bank accounts. That's investments, property. That's not liquid. So you might be investment rich and liquid poor. That's very common. How did these celebrities file bankruptcy? They're worth $50 million. That's their worth. That's all of their assets and stuff combined. And even sometimes now, if you look at these worth websites that have worth, it's actually what their brand is worth. So Kylie Jenner and Rihanna and them, they're billionaires, but Rihanna don't have $1 billion in liquid money. No, her company, her brand, her music, everything encapsulated in one is worth $1 billion. So let's go back to the college thing. So I don't agree that fast food workers should be paid a livable wage, because I don't think that having a job in fast food, an entry level, because yes, you can make a very good career being a fast food worker and moving up and ultimately shift supervisor, manager, district operations, yada yada yada. Yes, then that's when the livable wage and some is supposed to roll in. But you coming in the door, filling out a paper application, you start tomorrow, no, I don't think that should be a livable wage. I think it should be minimum wage, and I think minimum wage should adjust with the economy. I agree with that. But livable, no. And let me tell you why. The whole concept of fast food and employment and that kind of stuff, take Amazon for existence. Amazon's whole model of employees is based on high turnover rate. Not only do they expect a high turnover rate, they want a high turnover rate. It hurts their business model when you stay there long term. They don't want you there a long time. They want just a few people to make a career out of it. But 99% of their employees, they expect to be there. I don't remember the stats. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I think it was a year or 2 years. Maybe 2 years. Let's say it's been a long time. I graduated this MBA in 2020 or 2019. I don't know verbatim. And this is an unpopular opinion rant, so I don't have my notes. But let's say 2 years to be safe. They expect you to only be there 2 years before you move on. They don't want to spend money to invest in their employees and develop their employees, because the work is remedial. It's remedial work. And so is fast food. Fast food is remedial work. It's supposed to be. Take the order, take the money. Somebody sees the order, puts the fries in the box, somebody makes the burger, put the burger in the box, in the bag, give it to the customer. That's it, done. That's it. So I think remedial jobs should pay minimum wage. And I'm not a proponent of celebrating mediocrity. I'm just not. I'm not shitting on nobody that ever worked fast food. I worked fast food. My last year in high school, I worked at McDonald's. Even into college, I worked at McDonald's. And I was there a year, maybe a year and a half. And I moved on to something else. You're not supposed to be taking care of a family doing a remedial job. Let me tell you something about me and the majority of people in this world. When I was 18 and I graduated from high school, mentally, whether this is true or not, I felt I was ready to be an adult, be an independent person, get off the teat of my mother, start a life. I was ready. You couldn't tell me different. If I had got that job at McDonald's and it was paying enough money to sustain my life in Brooklyn, even with a studio apartment that I could call my own, if I could have done that at McDonald's, there's no way I would have registered for classes at college. No fucking way. No way. There's a skit by Joe Coy when he talks about his older sister becoming a manager at Wendy's, and she thought she was fucking rich. She would take her check and throw it in his face. Look at this, Joseph. I'm fucking rich. I'm manager at Wendy's. And do you know what she did? When she got into an argument with her mother, she moved the fuck out. He said she was 19 years old. She got an apartment with her boyfriend because she was shift manager or supervisor or whatever at Wendy's, making a livable wage. That I agree with. She got into supervisory management position, but she was 19. She didn't go to college. I don't follow their story, but at 19 she wasn't enrolled in college. She was working her full-time Wendy's job because she had made management. I don't agree with paying livable wage. And then when I made that comment in the post, I got hit with all the hippies and shit like that I'm wrong. I hate poor people. And I'm like, how could I hate poor people? I was poor people. But I'm also a realist. They said no, I said college rates would decline. The whole economy and higher education system would collapse. Nobody would go to college as a ways to better themselves when they could do it at a remedial job. And somebody said, no, that's not true. People would still go to college because they want to strive to be educated. And I said, yes, people who are financially elite and could afford to do that. What would be the motivation to graduate college? Average private college salary, and I think I'm dumbing this number down, is $40,000 a year. Average. Safe average. I think it's more than that. College, you stay on track 4 years. $120,000, not counting room and board, not counting food, just tuition, not counting books, just tuition alone. Minimum, you have $120,000 in debt that you have to pay back. You're gonna go and get a job that needs your degree, right? Needs your degree. And you have a comparable wage for somebody working a remedial job, getting paid a livable wage, and you have to take care of yourself and pay back that loan. What would be the motivation to graduate $120,000 in debt? You're not a doctor. This is a bachelor's. $120,000 in debt. To do you in my state, you can't do shit with a bachelor's degree that makes any kind of money that would substantiate paying that loan back. You get a psychology degree. When I went to college, when I enrolled, I have a psychology degree. My bachelor's is in psychology. You gotta look, bro. Fucking walking with his head down. When I registered for classes, I started out in the nursing program. I wanted to be a nurse. I applied to be in the Hunter College nursing program, and I got in. One semester of the nursing program, I said, this is not for me. I knew I could not be a nurse. Not that it was hard or anything. I just knew being a nurse took a special type of person, and I couldn't do that. First, I wanted to be a doctor. I knew I couldn't do that. And then I said, let me try being a nurse, and I knew I couldn't do that. It takes us a level of empathy and sympathy and just really caring about people that way to be a nurse, and I knew I didn't have it. So I transferred to psychology. Very interested in psychology. I could write the shit out of a paper, and I was interested. So I continued with psychology, and I got my bachelor's in psychology. Do you fuckers know, when I registered for these psychology classes, in my city, you could be a school counselor with a bachelor's degree. By the time I graduated, they had changed. You needed a master's. I was heartbroken. You really can't do nothing with a bachelor's in psychology alone. You can't even be a social worker. You need to get a master's degree, and then you need to get licensed, even to be a social worker. And at that time, do you know the pay for a licensed social worker in New York City was like $40,000? That's it. So you need a bachelor's, a master's, and you got to take classes to pass this licensing test to be a social worker just to make $40,000. At least when you needed a bachelor's degree, it was worth it, because you can make the same 40 and you don't have to spend more time getting and more money getting a degree, another degree. But anyway, so let's say somebody graduated, and I went to CUNY school. I got scholarships. I went to CUNY. My mother paid out of pocket tuition. And then I transferred over to a college where I was able to go for free because I worked there. So when I was looking for jobs, I was applying to colleges so I could go for free. That's how I think. So I got a job as like a secretary, front desk receptionist, and I was able to transfer my credits. I lost a whole year transferring credits. I lost the whole year, so it took me 5 years to finish college, but that was fine because I was graduating debt-free. And because I was an employee there, I was able to rent books and not buy them for free. Basically just borrow the book. And it fit my schedule because I worked there, and then my classes were sometimes in the same building. So anyway, that worked out for me perfectly, but not everybody is so lucky. They're graduating with student loan debt. Why would you graduate with that much financial burden just to compete for salary or anything? Status is still a big issue with somebody making a livable wage in remedial. College would then again be for the rich. It would not be for the poor, because it logistically does not make any sense to graduate with debt to then go and work remedial jobs. And then I also pointed out that if these companies start paying livable wage for remedial jobs, now I'm not talking about supervisor or upper management jobs, I'm talking about entry-level remedial jobs. Again, in New York, I'm only speaking for New York, you buy a Big Mac by itself, I think it's almost $8. Not the meal, just the burger. I think it's $6.99. Here where I work, the burger by itself is $7.49. That's not counting the meal, is almost $15. So that $7.49 burger is now going to be $20 if they have to pay entry-level remedial jobs. I think the purpose of a remedial job is to get your feet wet. It's for the high school student. It's for the college student. It's for the new incoming immigrant who doesn't speak English and is taking night classes at the local community college. It's for the kid that dropped out and getting a GED and is working to better themselves. Remedial jobs is motivation for you to better yourself. It's not for you to get comfortable. And that's the problem. We want to get rewarded for mediocrity, and I'm not with that. If you only want to strive for remedial jobs, you shouldn't be able to take care of yourself. Because this whole country is about upward growth and movement. You were supposed to work that remedial job, move up, and give that slot to a new generation of upcoming people. You're born, you're a child, you're a young adult, you're a teenager, you're a young adult, you're an adult. You're a parent, you're a grandparent, you retire, you die. It's all about linear movement, and you should strive for upward linear movement. I'm almost 40. Do you think I would ever see myself with multiple college degrees, even if I did not have these college degrees, and I just worked my whole life, because I don't agree everybody needs to go to college, but do you think all the experience and shit that I have, do you think I ever see myself flipping burgers, dropping fries ever again, unless life situation brought me there? Absolutely not. And nobody watching this does either.